Welcome to the channel, you beautiful soul, you beautiful cosmic surfer. I'm going to share with you the secrets to your reality and how to go about actually mastering it, how to become the creator as well as the experiencer of your game of life, and how to go about accessing all parameters within it. So think back to a time when you first discovered a computer game, the first time you played a computer game. In that game you were going about controlling and experiencing the adventure through the avatar character that you believe yourself not to be but to have control over. What happens to that character, what the character experiences, is within a certain parameter of potential, and it allows you to experience that beautiful game as well as to learn and to grow from it. Yeah? Yeah. In this game that we call life, we have an infinite potential number of experiences that we are able to go about enjoying as we co-create it through the experience of it. And whatever you do, good, bad or ugly, is right and true for you. There is no failure, and it is all the potential to experience that we create collectively that allows us to go towards a world of true equality or further away from it. So, if you are new to the channel, make sure you subscribe, hit that subscribe button and the notification button, because the level of information, the depth of information that we share on this beautiful and expansive family network is beyond anything that I have ever come across before. We go super, super deep. Setting Neo free from the Matrix was nothing in comparison to that which we are doing in this co-created reality. So, everything is energy vibrating at different frequencies. Everything is made of the same base material. This is snow, is rain, it is the same. It is the potential which allows the rain to either be rain or to be snow. It is all snow when it falls from the sky because it is cold. And as it settles down, if the temperature is warmer, then it melts and dissipates back into water. Everything in existence is energy vibrating at different frequencies, and it exists as potential. It exists as potential. When you have a thought, it is a potential to create and turn into reality. It is up to you if you take that thought, write it down on paper, turning it into manifested reality in this physical third dimensional realm of existence, and then go about actually focusing your energy and attention on it to go about creating it in completion. I will do a DNA activation guided meditation at a later date when it is not, when I'm not outside, so that we can go about fully activating all strands of your DNA, accessing all cheat codes, as it were, within this game, to make the game as enriched and beautiful and as expansive and enjoyable as possible. So when there is a friction that takes place, any form of friction or resistance, it is that which creates this experience. In a computer game, you have certain parameters and boundaries that you can exist within. I can only go along this path. If I try to walk into this door, I just get stuck. Yeah, I can't go any further than that which the game is being created with potential for. Can I go over here? Oh no, I can't go any further. Can I go this way? Oh no, I'm stuck. But in the game of life, the potential to experience is infinite. But it is infinite within the construct of your own potential to experience. So if you believe yourself to only ever be able to go about experiencing and doing certain things, if you don't believe that you will ever experience magic, then you won't, because you'll create it so. And in this current global situation, where the elements of light and dark are at battle, if we focus our potential, energetic, creative ability on the battle between light and dark, then we are creating that battle. If we create the rise and the shine of that sun as it illuminates the sky, if we know that there is nothing outside us that does not exist within, and that whatever somebody tries to do to us outside, however constrictive and suffocating and repressive, that is part of ourselves, that we can then go about actually doing the internal work to transcend the external, to free yourself from the repressive tendencies that are outside you by unlocking the truth within. Inside your mind there is friction, there is some form of battle taking place. And again, I'd like to remind you that there is no battle. There is just an experience. And without the experience there is nothing. And the experience is all taking place in the mind. And without the mind there is nothing, as there is nothing to interpret the experience. The reason that you can hear this video, the reason that I can share these words, which is just energy vibrating once again, is because of the potential for it. I did not even dream that I would do what I do today. In the past, it was a potential, just as it's a potential for me to go live in Australia or Canada or New Zealand or Africa or anywhere else upon this planet. When we connect to the truth that we are all equal in potential, when we connect globally to the fact that we co-create this reality, and what we focus our attention on then becomes the main driving force and focus of attention, then, my friends, we have changed the game, the very fabric of reality. At the moment, collectively, everybody is focused on this change, this element that is being not there a year ago, that is there now. I'm not going to say the words because of certain personal reasonings. Again, what we focus on, what we vibrate at, we attract to us. I know it exists, and I have chosen today to step away from it. Because if I focus on the repressive tendencies and the desire to control and separate through fear that societal dictators are going about enforcing, then I'm no good to anyone. The difference between fear, ready to fight, angry, hostile, and love. Love being the warmth that melts the ice, returning it back to the water. So that we know that actually, as cold as somebody may appear on the surface, they are the same at their core. And by returning them to the water, by returning that block of ice to love, they will melt back into love. So globally, we are all focused on a material structure of reality. Let's say that we have collectively given energy to what we call money. So money, collectively, we are all focused on a desire for money or a requirement for money, because the money is what brings us a feeling of safety. If we have lots of money, we can pay our bills, we can feel safe and secure in who we are. If we have lots of money, we can pay our bills and feel safe and secure in who we are. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense within the egoic construct of reality, within the third dimension of reality. And to know that you are infinite in potential and that you are infinite, you are the universe in completion embodied, and you have potential to experience anything and everything within the infinite potential to create it, then there is no fear. If I die, if this body ceases to house and hold this consciousness awareness, I will dissipate and I will return back to source, and I will be returned and travel elsewhere upon my continued exciting journey, upon the continued adventure. It exists in co-creation. When we know that we are not limited to this body, we can then go about experiencing things outside it. I was quite heavily triggered over the last few days, and as I always share my truths in completion, this information is a download, and it is my interpretation of that information gifted to me that I am now delivering to you. So I was egoically triggered because my ego had attached a feeling of self to another. For some reason, which I have looked into and I will do the work on later today and continuing forward as we are continuously self-creating, self-learning, self-evolving, as I am in completion, the universe, as you are yourself. My oldest son, if he has ups and downs, I stay separated from it. My ego doesn't attach a feeling that it is me to it. He is his version of reality. He is his self. He is his unique universe in completion, as I am mine. What he does is for him and what I do is for mine. And what we go about co-creating is for us. My youngest son, I had felt responsible for, and his feeling of suffering, I had taken upon myself. This is me. My ego is required and responsible for this suffering. Therefore, I will take it on and limit myself to experience only that. When we shut ourselves off from the universe, we become egoically minded, and everything starts to mind. When we mind something, it then matters to us, and we go about trying to control it, trying to dictate how it is. When we don't mind, it doesn't matter. And again, without the mind, there is no matter. Matter is what we are experiencing, energy vibrating at different frequencies in a solid physical construct that we call matter. Without the mind, there is no matter. There is nothing to experience. So consciousness creates all. We are consciously creating whilst simultaneously experiencing this adventure. We are consciously creating whilst simultaneously experiencing this adventure. Remember, it is all potential. If you go left or right is your decision. So here is the truth to your reality. You are fated. You have a fate, and your fate is whatever you create. In the collective of the universe, nothing is wrong. Everything is an experience. And whatever you experience is perfect for you in any one moment. What you've done in the past has brought you to this point now, and where you are now will allow you to lead forward to where it is you are going. Nothing you do is ever wrong. Only your mind, attachment to it, and your desire to experience something other than it creates it to believe yourself to be wrong or right. So, knowing that nothing is wrong, let's go about thinking for a moment about a tree and how much a tree can experience and connect to. That tree is hundreds of years old. And interestingly, the way that we go about aging a tree is to actually kill it. We cut it down and we count how many rings there are, and then we know how old it is. So in order to work out something that is natural and beautiful and could potentially live forever, because it has no construct placed upon it that it can only live to be 70, and it shares all the information that it has, passing it down to the saplings through the seeds that it drops, and also connected through the root system to the trees around it. It shares information, just as we are all collectively creating this experience simultaneously. The small mind connected to the big mind. And again, without the mind, there is no matter. And the trick is to have the mind to experience it without it mattering, just to enjoy it for what it is. So cutting down a tree, again, this is humanity. We go about destroying things around us in order to find out how they work or why they work, or gain something personal from it. But to believe that to be negative is, again, third dimensional and human in construct. To fell a tree, to learn how old it is, then we know how old it is. Then we can better gauge how old trees around it are. And that information, that energy housed in that tree is released in a multitude of other ways. It may provide housing or warmth to sustain the life of a human or another form of being. Is this right or wrong? It just is. It is part of the game, part of the experience that we are co-creating. Back to the current situation. and the repressive tendency for everyone to stay safe in their bubble. Is it right or wrong? Only when I attach my mind to it and want to experience something other than it is it wrong. In truth, it just is. And it's perfect because it is. And we are co-creating it as it is. So I ask each and every one of you to decide which side, which area, which direction that you would like to focus your attention and co-create with me today. One of repression, where we are fearful of that which is trying to be injected into us, or one where we know that we are infinite in potential and there is nothing to be fearful of, and that love is always the answer. And I am stood here in the cold, in the rain, and I am warm because I am flowing through this divine information to you, through me, for you, for me, as we are co-creating and continuously expanding our consciousness, and in doing so expanding the universe itself. As I expand my consciousness, which is everything in completion, consciousness experiencing itself, while simultaneously creating the experience for itself, through itself, by itself. As I continue to expand my consciousness, as you continue to expand your consciousness, you create the very expansion of the universe itself, as the universe must expand to house your continued expansion of self. If we focus on that which represses us, then we create that which represses us. If we focus on that which liberates us, then we create that which liberates us. To know there is nothing wrong, there is never anything wrong, only the experience of it. We can then go back to creating the experience as we desire it, knowing that nothing is wrong, knowing if somebody is here to experience sitting in the darkness all their life, knowing if somebody else is here to experience hardship and pain, or somebody else is here to experience inflicting it, that within the collective experience, that is what is being experienced. So it is what is required as it is what it is. It is perfect. The reason we take something apart is so that we learn how it works when we put it back together again. We have been expansively fragmenting ourselves into infinite potentials. A single element of consciousness, God, if you like, fragments and separates itself into infinite versions across infinite realms in infinite different potentials to experience itself, whilst co-creating that experience for itself. We are playing the computer game. And again, you are fated to the potential of infinite as you create the game, as you simultaneously play it. So again, instead of being confined to a certain parameter, I can actually go about going, oh, look, the game goes all the way around here, and I'm going to now have a new perspective. And from this new perspective, I gain all this new information that I can now embody and go about using to further enrich my experience, my game, as well as yours. Is this perspective true, right? More beneficial? Or this one? It's whatever you decide. And instead of it being a battle, and instead of trying to actually fight and struggle against time, thinking that time is against us and that we do not have enough time, it is realizing that we are infinite, we are timeless and eternal, as we are that ourselves, infinite, timeless and eternal. Again, only by attaching the mind to that element that we call time do we then feel restricted and confined by it, as I often do myself. As even though I'm able to channel this information and experience it and embody it and deliver it through me to you and work with clients and free them from past limitations and traumatic experiences of old, I am still human. And whilst I am a human being here on this planet, I will experience human being sensations, emotions and conflicts within. And again, quite often we have to lose ourselves in order to find ourselves. The last few days I have got very lost in that egoic construct. And I returned back to love last night to the point where I was pulsating and I was so warm that I was actually radiating this heat, this love, this light. Whenever you feel cold in yourself, it's because you are not fully embodied within yourself. Whenever you have fully embodied yourself, you can then overflow from yourself to everybody else, knowing that you are that love, that universal love that fills you, that warms you, that overflows to other people, and other people go, oh, that's nice, I want some of that, and come near you to absorb it, just to be around you, because you enrich and experience. That's because you are love. And you have embodied that truth. So within the infinite potential of reality that we are co-creating simultaneously to experiencing it, I would like you to visualize a river. Knowing that everything is energy vibrating at different frequencies, and it does so in waveform, which is why we are cosmic surfers, surfing those waves instead of crashing under them. You can be likened to a single droplet of water. And upon returning to the ocean, you remember, oh, I'm part of the ocean. This is where I come from. This is who I am. In fact, I am the mighty ocean itself. We realize this truth, we fully embody it and adopt it once again after leaving this vessel, this borrowed body that we call the self, the avatar being that we are playing this adventure through, while simultaneously co-creating it through. Go ahead and make sure that you have subscribed to the channel, and I will share with you how to actually embody and adopt fully the way to co-create your reality, and I actually do so in the next video. Know that you are not just a single droplet, you are the ocean, and that all rivers lead back to the ocean, that you are on a journey that you are experiencing whilst co-creating, and that you are doing so simultaneously whilst collectively with me and everybody else, and that wherever you focus upon, you will create. You are responsible for reality in completion. You can say, well, it's the collective, yes, but you are the collective. And once you do the inner work and transcend those limitations of old, there is no matter to be minded anymore, because it does not matter. It's just the experience. And then you can go about assisting others, as I now do so myself. Make sure you subscribe to the channel and come back for next week's video on Together We Rise, to learn how to co-create, not only being or experiencing the adventure as you float down that river, not only being able to focus on the left or the right, knowing that it's your creation through the focus of attention. If there is positive to the left, negative to the right, and you focus on the right, then you will be focusing and directing yourself towards the negativity. Focus on the positivity and direct yourself to that. And there is a step further. The realization, the full embodiment and adoption that you are the river. And the elements of energetic self that you are, being masculine and feminine in completion. Whether you're a man or a woman, you are both. You are a god and a goddess, a queen and a king. This is your queendom, your kingdom. This is your sovereign right. And nothing can enter it. No hostility will embody it, as it is yours by right. Again, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Share this video with all of your friends, wherever you are upon your journey, wherever you may be upon this planet. I am with you, as I am part of you. Thank you for everything that you do, and I look forward to connecting with you on a deeper level very soon. Love, light, and infinite blessings. And until next time, namaste. Oh, what a beautiful day, what a beautiful day. Hey, life is truly magical when you see it that way. Namaste.